What's up, y'all? It's Calvin here, and want to holler at y'all about another crazy week in college football, week 6. And there was a whole bunch of good games, man. Too many to name, but I'll just go over a few. Oklahoma, Texas. The game was really good. I thought Texas was going to smash. You know what I'm saying? You had Ole Miss, Arkansas. That went down all the way to the wire, went to overtime. Ole Miss pulled that one out. And, West Virginia, or excuse me, Wake Forest, Syracuse. Really good game. SMU, Navy. Navy almost came back and won that one. North Carolina, Florida State. I thought North Carolina was going to beat the hell out of Florida State. But, man, Florida State put it on them boys, man. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, Mac Brown that don't usually happen to a Mac Brown coach team like that. But, like these guys are really playing bad. But there was also a game between UConn and UMass. And even though, you're probably like, huh? Yeah, but like these are like the two worst teams in college football. And, statistically, UMass is the worst team defensively, but they ended up getting the win against UConn. And so like this season, UConn's been beaten by like the worst teams in football. They got beaten by Vanderbilt and UMass. So when I see that as an Alabama fan, I really don't feel so bad. You know what I mean? Because it could really be worse, even though Texas A&M is trash. But we will get to that in just a moment. But you had Michigan and Nebraska. I was very surprised about this game. I thought Michigan was going to beat these guys way worse, but that was not the case. Nebraska's playing a heck of a lot better, particularly on defense, because them boys was stout. And that was a really ugly game. You know what I'm saying? And then you had Notre Dame, Virginia Tech. And at the beginning of the season, I picked Virginia Tech to beat Notre Dame. And that did not go down, you know what I'm saying? Because, they again woke up and they benched Jack Cohen. And I don't know what's up with this dude. They done benched him and then put Pine in, and now they benched him and then put the dude Buckner in. I don't know if they're just trying to measure up against every quarterback they got to see how sorry he is or what. I don't know. But like in every case, when he leaves the game, just things get better for Notre Dame. So it's just like, why don't they just start with somebody else to begin with? I don't know. It's just, I wish I could get away with making dumb decisions like that and still get millions. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be off the chain. But at any rate, moving on to Kentucky, LSU. Kentucky's looking really good. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad Alabama don't play them this year because, with the level of focus that we came into this week's game, anybody could beat us. But anyways, speaking of Alabama and Texas A&M, Bama lost that game, and that's the way that I view it. Bama lost the game. Like, Texas A&M didn't do anything necessarily to win it. It's just we gave it away. And we did all the things that I was telling you guys about last week. Bryce Young forcing the ball when he shouldn't have. Our cornerbacks aren't turning their head. We're getting all kind of pass interference calls. And our defenders are not tackling properly. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying, like, we had so many busted coverages. It's just like miscommunication or something was going on. We were just all the way out of whack. And all those things lined up just right, including the sun shining on a dog's behind, which is Texas A&M. Because, like, man, these boys are garbage. This is by far Jimbo Fisher's worst squad. Like, last year they were way better, particularly at quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But like their secondary last year was better too. You know what I mean? It didn't look that way because our wide receivers were off the chain, and we had a quarterback that was a lot more accurate and receivers that caught the ball. Because that was another thing that I was ranting about, is that our receivers weren't catching the ball. And number one, he's fast, but like he's always running his mouth and he don't catch the ball. So I just wish he would at least shut up. You know what I'm saying? But we got some guys that got some really good hands. We got a wide receiver named Baker, and we got a guy named Ajayi Hall. And, like, these dudes got hands, like, really good hands, and they be catching all kind of circus stuff, you know what I'm saying, too. And so, maybe we need to give them a shot, you know what I mean, because, like, this is not working with this guy. He's fast, but it's just too sometimey with them hands. And, like, when it comes to clutch third down type situations, he's not the one. And speaking of third downs, Bryce Young, he won't run when he needs to. You know what I'm saying? And he's fast enough. He's quick enough. He's elusive enough to make that happen. He just doesn't like doing it. And this is the ultimate team game. And sometimes you got to do a little bit of what you don't want to do in order to get that national championship. You know what I'm saying? Mac Jones was not a mobile quarterback, but every now and then he would go and run and do that ugly slide that he'd be hurting his own self trying to do. But still, he did it. You know what I mean? So hopefully these things are becoming relevant to these guys, and they start waking up and are starting to wake up to the fact what it takes to get the national title. But until then, we'll probably end up losing another game. You know what I'm saying? Because like checking out the Auburn-Georgia game, Georgia looked human, but I can see just how good Auburn is. If they they need to change at the quarterback position, but like Auburn is on the level. Georgia got lucky that they left Bo Nix in. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Finley would have ate them boys up, like for real. But at any rate, that's not what happened, and Auburn got beat, and so did Alabama. But where it stands, the privileges of being at a school like Alabama, we can lose one game and still go to the playoffs. So we ain't tripping, but like the ball is definitely in our court, and we cannot drop it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So feel free to comment, you know what I'm saying? Make your videos and rant about your team, or make fun of my team, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. It's the pod roast.
Here come the hot stepper. Here come the spiritual warrior. Excuse me, good people. I still love you like that. Hey.